the king. Money in the safe, so lock it. Catch these hands, don't drop it. Shots off, I might block it. VVS diamonds, I rock it.
What up, everybody? Hey, big time day. EA College Football is like 4 days away, maybe 3 days away, depending on what version you got. Maybe a week away if you was broke and you wasn't ready. But I was ready. We will be live. I'll be playing Monday night for sure. I got some work. I wish I could hop on right in the afternoon when it dropped, but I think I'm going to have to wait till Monday night. But we will be streaming. I'm going to do a community post. I'm trying to see what team I'm going to do a real quick franchise with, dynasty with, try to win a title. I'm thinking Colorado. I think that's going to be my, just fly by, dynasty, like get a natty for Coach Prime and Shedeur and Travis Hunter 1 year and do it like that. But that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about why we're here today. Hey, and while you're here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We got College Football 25 videos dropping all year, man. We're going to do Road to Glory. We're going to have multiple franchises. I'm going to do rebuilds. I got some online franchises already popping off, some super, super dope ones that are like super involved that I'm going to take out through my journey as I attempt to do rebuilds, to playing some comp leagues. Like there's comp. This is going to be so interesting, the comp and stuff. So, hey, just like and subscribe so that we can jump in. So you'll be ready. You'll be ready when we jump into that. All right. Now, for today, let's get into today's vid. We're going to talk about the Road to Glory deep dive. All right. So they dropped the info, man, and I ain't gonna lie, bro. It looked fire. All right. So let's talk about Road to Glory. Is 4 core pillars, right? So we got live the life of a college athlete, week-to-week experience, fast, fun, and highly replayable, and foundation for the future. I love the highly replayable part because that's what makes that's what gives a game life for a long time. So like, and there's a lot of depth and stuff that we'll get into, but I love that it's highly replayable. So live the life of college athletes. It's about immersion. They want to talk about the excitement of game day, athletics, academics, balancing the two. You got social life. And it says it'll be highs, lows, triumphs, and setbacks. You are mirroring the real experience of student athletes. Week-to-week experience. I love this part. Every decision matters. I got to watch one of the Creator Network guys yesterday, and every week he had to pick where he put his time. And it was like studying or going out or NILs or training or health. Like it was really cool seeing how you have to try to balance all of them together. Was super dope. It was, and that's the thing too. Even with that, it seemed like it didn't take a lot of time to do those things, which I know some people who are more casual they want to roll the glory, but they might not be creating content or nothing. So they just want to get on and play. You can still get on and get to your games pretty quickly. It didn't take him a long time to win his position battle, and he was a 5-star at LSU, and so. He came in as the lowest rated player at his position. And by week 7, he was cornerback 1 his freshman year. So that's fun. But I think that could be different if you're a 2-star, 3-star, and all those things as well. And it's about the future. I don't really get that part. All right. This part is cool. So you can pick elite, blue chip, contributor, or underdog. Okay. Elite, blue chip, contributor, or underdog. Elite, you start off with a 79 overall. You get an extra mental ability and plus 5 skill points. For blue chip, you start off as a 75 overall. You get 1 mental ability and 4 skill points. Okay. Contributor, you see it here as a 67 overall. You don't get an additional mental ability and you only start with 3 skill points. And then the underdog is a 60 overall and you only get 2 skill points. And so the skill points, you use them to upgrade skill groups. And so it's like, say you pick running back, you have power, elusive, receiving. Those those are the 3 skill groups. And so with each different skill group costs a different amount of skill points. And so starting with those skill points, you can upgrade your overall a little bit. That's what that is. The mental abilities, you can get more than the 2. So in the Dynasty, everybody can only have 2. But when I watched the old buddy with his Road to Glory, he did Elite. He had 4 or 5 mental abilities. So I guess maybe you start off with 3 or 4. I think all of them start off with 3 or 4. So yeah, that'll be interesting. I think you really got to do all 4. Like I got a video up on the channel right now, like the best places to go as a quarterback. I'll have a video dropping tomorrow on the best place to go as a receiver, and then on Sunday the best place to go as a running back. But I feel like that's the replayability, is you have to pick all 4 of them and go on a journey with a different program in a different situation and just see how it is. Because he picked Elite, but he went to a program where he had to battle for a spot, where there was a lot of programs offering him where he would have been a first season starter. I think he went to the big school because he wanted a chance. He was only doing 1 season, so he wanted a chance to win a national championship. So that all that is different depending on the journey, right? So I think that really, really does a good job of making the game mode replayable. Okay, so you can select your position. You only get 5 positions. I think the biggest one that I'm surprised they don't have is strong safety. Safety. If you could be a corner, I don't know why they couldn't let you be a safety. Yeah, I think that's my biggest beef. I think edge rusher would have been cool, but you don't have any of the edge rusher positions, right? Like there's no DN. It's not like they have DN and no outside linebacker, right? But like to have one DB group and not the other, that part I don't really understand. But this is year 1, so it's all right. I think my first one, I think I'm gonna do running back first, man. The stick moves and all that looks so dope. I think I'm gonna go running back first. Is where we'll go. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. But each position group has a different archetype, and that archetype gives you unique abilities, access to unique abilities, but also it'll cap your skills and stuff. So here we go. We see it. So it's like 3 archetypes. Can I scroll on this? Note? So it's 3 archetypes: field general, scrambler, improviser. So if you pick field general, you see you can max out your accuracy, your throw power, your IQ, and your health. But your elusiveness, that's what these gray bars are. Your elusiveness, you can't max out, and your quickness, you can't max out unless you have a coach who has limitless or abilities that let you unlock those, right? And these are the physical abilities that you can get. Remember, this guy's elite, so he starts with them already on silver. I think that looks like platinum. I don't think they're platinum when you start. I think they're silver. But he gets sleight of hand for play action, step up for climbing the pocket, which I think is a super dope ability. You know, we all know in Madden, like the best players are really good at climbing the pocket, the best passers. Resistance, where you don't get under pressure. So it's like fearless. Dot, which is like pocket dead eye, right? Increase accuracy in pocket for open receiver, and pull down. So that means you don't fumble when you get sacked, which is super dope. Especially if you're in the SEC, you're playing against Georgia, or you're in the Big Ten and playing against Michigan. If you saw the gameplay, you know that defensive line was crazy. And so scrambler QBs get different abilities. I think right here it says you get option king and an off platform, which allows you to throw cross body or back foot. It's like, no look dead eye or whatever, something like that. Okay. And then create a player screen. You can change their name, handedness, number, hometown, all of that stuff, appearances. You can do all of those. The appearance, I was watching, man, they have so many different head types, jersey types, field types. Like you see, he got the crop jersey with the hoodie on. You can wear the crop jersey with nothing, showing off the 6-pack. You can have pads in your pants, no pads. You can mess with the socks. You can wear tight. I got all the shoes. The customization is insane. It's amazing, y'all. Everything you want in a customization is there for Create Player. And these are the 4. Every player starts with 3 core mental abilities. So these are the 3 that everybody starts with, no matter if you go elite or underdog. Fan favorite. So that's a GPA thing. That means if you do your academics, you got over 3.0, you can be fan favorite. That means you have good composure at home. Road dog means you have good composure on the road. Donovan Edwards had this in his gameplay on his player, and that just means you have more composure on the road, and that's tied to your brand. So that's like getting NILs and stuff. And then clear-headed is tied to your leadership. So there's different things you can do to earn leadership as far as like coach trust and how your teammates view you and all those kind of things. And if you do elite and blue chip, you get one more. So you have four. You have four abilities if you do elite and blue chip. All right. So here we have this guy. He is elite. You see he's a 79 overall quarterback. He already has these 3 gold. And so you get to equip which ones you want to use. And then you get to equip your additional one, right? And so he picked field general, which is probably the one that most people will pick if they pick a quarterback, a field general quarterback. That's the one that lets you, if you want to hurry up, you can see the coverage shells or the blitzers, right? So you see he's done. This screen is smooth as heck. You get his hometown here, his hand in his pipeline, which matters as far as the teams that recruits him. All right. And so I love how they did it. You don't get high school. So you talk to like a local reporter and they ask you questions like, do you want to compete for a national title? You want to get out NIL? You want to start or you want to improve quickly? Like what's most important? And so if you're elite, I think you almost always going to compete for a national title. Maybe you become a starter early in my career. It depends. Like in every end, there's no wrong answer here, right? And so what happens though is depending on what you pick, those schools will have more interest in you if you align to what they're good at. So then you got signing day. And I mean, the guy that I was said it took him an hour. So you can see the different interest levels, green to yellow. It tells you NIL opportunities, if it's high or low. It tells you your head coach's job security, which I think is really cool. And it shows you where you would be on the depth chart. So like if he goes to South Carolina, they got high interest, he would be a starter right away. And it's a school fit is A-. And so, oh yeah, let me blow that up. So you can see that, right? And it says projected role starter. Like that's super dope. I think they have another one here. And then they show you when you commit, right? And so it's super cool. I'll go back to this one. So if you see here, you can sort by conference. I think you can sort by interest, by region, all of those things. And you can really figure out who's giving you the best offer. Shout out to Stanford. You see them, you see the fitted. You know what I'm saying? Shameless plug. I just got this hat when I took some kids to Stanford. Literally nothing else. So yeah, I think that's a really cool thing right there. How can I get out of this full screen? I want to hit escape, but I don't want to mess up my share. Okay. All right, we'll go back. Everyone try to let me get out the full screen, y'all. I don't know why they did that to me. All right. So we back here. He picked South Carolina. Cool. And then you got weekly management. So this is where I was talking about. So this is your home screen and Road to Glory. You got your upgrades you can do. You got practice. You can do top stories, which I would say do. If you want to be like fully immersed, read the top stories. See things that's going around the nation. You see you got 6 skill points. You have no energy. So because he's already done his weekly agenda. And here you can see where you are. Health, training. I think that's branding. That's academics and leadership. So you can see where you are in each bar based on what you've done that week or the previous weeks in your season, right? And then you got your game. You can go play. It's really smooth. It's not clunky. It was easy for a buddy to get through. Like I said, I watched somebody play yesterday. It was very easy for him to get through and do all his different stuff. And I know he was cutting it up and all that, but it looked smooth, which I do appreciate. Practice is super dope. A lot of the same drills that we got on Madden. What I do like is once you get gold in a mini game, you can sim that mini game and keep that gold, which is super dope. You don't have to keep replaying the same mini game like you do in Madden, which is interesting. You know, in Madden, you would have to keep playing, especially if you wanted like that coveted trait bump. But because they don't do trait bumps in NCAA, I think that's why that is like that. We choose your mini game. You got team mini games like pass skeleton, and you got skill mini games like I would guess target passing, right, for quarterbacks. You see your results. You get 350 points. If you get 15,000, of course, you get the 500 points, and that's coach trust, 500 plus coach trust from practice. Student athletes, Here's where we go. We talked about these already. Academics for GPA, leadership for trust from teammates and coaches, health, which is like for the wear and tear system, protection from injury. I actually saw a buddy, he was in a game and he was playing corner and he kind of got rolled up on where he kind of tried to go to a gang tackle and the dude rolled up on his leg and he missed 2 quarters. So being healthy is super important to look out for that. Training, so these two, if you train, it lowers your health. So you got to watch that. And then NIL deals, right? Test readiness is something they be like, hey, you got a test coming up. You want to study or you want to go out? You want to study or you want to train? You want to study or you want to take this NIL? So they'll give you kind of those 2 options. And you see he's unprepared for his exam in 5 weeks. So he has a 3.4 GPA, which is cool. One thing they said on there that was dope was if you have a 3.7 after your junior year, you don't have to go to school. You graduate early. And so then you can focus on all of those. So that's some. So I'm thinking you probably don't care about doing that if you're elite, but say you do underdog, academics might be super important. And so then your senior year, you can really take some jumps skill-wise because you got all those points back. Or brand-wise, or health-wise, you can make sure your health stays fine. Like that's, I think, as an underdog and as a contributor, that might be more important than as an elite player. Because as an elite player, you might be going to the NFL after your junior year anyway. Okay, let's go midterms. I got all that. You can become ineligible. So if you're ineligible, you cannot play. You got to spend your energy on studying, which is crazy, but it's super dope. And I think he might have did it on purpose. They 2-7. I think he might have became ineligible on purpose so he can get a couple of weeks off from losing. I think that's what he did there, okay? You get the fan favorite if you're over a 3.0. And if your GPA is higher, you get more coach trust, which is cool. I think that's fair. Leadership, they did things like wake a teammate up for practice who's above you in the depth chart. And if he didn't do it, he lost leadership. Or it was like, hey, we're going to get some extra reps up. You want to come do this with us? And if he did it, he gained leadership. So leadership was cool. And you get clear-headed, right? If you have it above a certain thing, which it gives you less composure impact. Health was cool, wear and tear. I think that's one of the things we just got to feel. You see he has right arm impact. What week is this? It don't tell us what week this is. I would love to know what week it is to see how he got this banged up. So he's got -5 speed, -5 throwing the run, -3 throw power, -4 left speed, -4 speed on his leg. And so he got -9 speed, -8 throw power, -11 throwing the one, -6 medium accuracy. So you will spend your points on health, right? You got 1 energy left, spend it on recovery, right? So that's how you get back right. Training, you can use a skill point on training, but it does affect your health. So that is something that definitely happens. It seems like he already did it since it has 0 cost. And that's how you get additional skill points to get better. So if you do an underdog, man, you probably don't care nothing about NIL. You probably care a little bit about leadership. Man, it's about academics and training. And then health, right? Like them your 3 that you probably real focused on as an underdog. But if you're elite, you probably don't have to do as much training. You probably just keeping your health all right. Leadership is cool, but you probably focus on NIL, health, and leadership are probably the 3, right? And then so that's what the replayability of it is like, depending on where you are, depending on what you pick, and especially like if you're not playing, right? If you're down the depth chart, you don't gotta do nothing with health because you're not playing. So you can focus on leadership, training, like so all of those things kind of make the game mode replayable, which I think is super cool. You got NILs, which are dope. This one, it says it's a regional deal tier. You can have 2 NILs, right? Because he just hit influencer. When you get to more fans, you can have 4 active ones, which is really cool. You will interact consistently. So you can go socialize. It costs 1. You can see it raises your NIL and it lowers your leadership or academics. It lowers your academics because you go socialize. So that's cool. That's the thing that I like. There's no right or wrong answer, but everything that you gain, you will lose from somewhere else. So there is a give and take, which I think that also makes it super replayable, is because every action has a reaction to it. better brand you have, the better NILs you get, which makes sense. You get scenarios and dilemmas. Let's see this one. It says, you want to drive together to our morning government class this week. Gotta love these 8:30 a.m. lectures. You could sleep in, which is probably going to give you a health boost, right? Or you could drive together, which will give you academic boost, but probably lower your health. So that's the give and take. Let's see, they got another one. So he slept in, so he got extra rest, and so his rib and wear and tear improved. But, hey, bro, I heard you missed your class. Come on, man. They gave you a pop quiz and you flunked. So there, your academic went down. So that's one thing that's super cool, too, is you kind of got to play ebb and flow. It's really hard to have them all, especially as a freshman. I saw like it was really hard for him to have them all. He almost never trained because he was elite. And so he didn't do that at all. So that's really how he got his other stuff up. You can get gameplay bonuses such as enhanced catching ability, increased speed, or better stamina. But you can also get outfield bonuses like increased number of followers, boosting your coaching trust, or improving your health. So, for example, like you got this one. It's a 2-week contract with a sporting goods store, and you get 500 followers each week. I saw one, and here it is. In this one, you get a physical therapy session working with a physical therapy center. And it costs 2 energy up front, but they give you immediate wear and tear recovery. So that's a good one if you battle and you struggling. Position battles is dope. It's all based on coach trust. It's a different guy because the other guy was starting right away. So here's a different guy, Jack Anderson. He's a QB2 backup. And as his coach trust goes up, when he gets to here, right, it'll trigger a position battle. And then you get 3 drills. You got to win 2 out of 3 to win the position battle. So that is super cool. That was on NCAA 14. You see he won the battle. So he's earning more coach trust, and he activated it. And then you see he won the 2 out of 3 drills, right? So that's how you win. Oh, this is back to Caius King. So that's how you win the coach battle, the position battle, right? Let's go to game train. This is player progression. You do it through gameplay, of course, and then training. So things you do in game matter. That's how you can get skill points based on that. And then training can help as well. Unlike Dynasty, you do not get off-season progression. So that means because they really want to emphasize you doing it during the season. Because if you got off-season as well, people would just like, oh, I'm not going to spend no points on training because I know I'll get a bump in the off-season. You don't get a bump in the off-season. You have to spend some of your weekly points on training. And the way they did it, I like it. They did it by skill group. So here we have Thomas Swipe Wright, which is a funny last name. I see what you did there. I think he is a receiver. Yeah, he's got to be a receiver because he got route running. Man, he might be a running back. I actually think he's a receiving back. Yeah, I think he's a receiving back. I think he's a receiving running back. Okay, because he got shifty, sidestep, takeoff, 360. Those 360 sidestep and shifty are running back abilities. I think he's a running back. So he's a receiving back, so you can see this. So he got elusiveness, hands, IQ. His route running is capped. His power is capped. His quickness can go all the way up. But as you can see in the top right, he has 5 skill points, and each skill group costs a certain amount of skill points to upgrade. So to get +1 to your elusiveness, right? You need 4 skill points, and that'll raise all of these attributes by a certain amount of points. So I like that. You might have to save up if you want to do quickness. Like say you want to get his speed up because you see agility's here, so speed is probably here in quickness. It probably costs 7 or 8 to raise your quickness. So you might have to save your skill point to do that one. So I like that a lot. The way they did it, I think, does a good job. The 2 coaching abilities that can unlock these locked out or capped skill groups is limitless, which your coach can have. And I'm interested to know if you can see your coach's abilities before you sign, because that would be interesting. And then put a ring on it, which means once you win a national championship, it instantly uncaps a national championship or a conference championship, which is also dope. You see, went to Middle Tennessee State with the crop jersey, with the neck roll. Hey, I'm telling you, customization is fire. Okay. Mental and physical abilities. You see, he has 4 of them. He chose winning time, which is different than what the quarterback chose. he wouldn't have access to Phil Jones because he's not a quarterback. But you see, he has 4 of them. 2 of them are silver. 2 of them are gold. Are clear-headed. Doesn't look like it's activated. It might be bronze. And the fan favorite is gold. He has sidestep that is bronze, and the other 4 are silver. And they go bronze, silver, and they upgrade on their own. So as you, not on their own, they upgrade with skill points, but as your ratings increase. So like we see, for example, here, he can upgrade sidestep, right, to, looks like gold, silver. He can go up to silver, but it costs 3 skill points. So you have to upgrade. You would have to upgrade your elusiveness with some skill points, then come back here and with the leftover, upgrade your sidestep. So that's how that works. And then you got game day. It looks cool. You got to figure out your camera angle. You see the hoodie and the back plate. He's swagged out, bro. He is super swagged out. And you can change your camera angle. You see this one's a little further back. Presentation elements that revolve around you and your character. He's playing quarterback. You can see he's on fire, which I thought was cool. I'm assuming that means you get attribute increases and like ratings boost. They never talked about that, but I saw that in the dude that he was playing, in the guy that was playing the game. He got an interception and got on fire. You can see your wear and tear. Looks like you're doing okay. Or your left knee is a little messed up, so you might need to get the ball out and not get hurt, not get hit. You can super sim where you play key moments, but if you get look at this dude, golly, he had to just be running a lot. They'll take you out. They just take you out. If you get too damaged, they just take you out because your coach doesn't want you to get injured. And the way you get wear and tear back is either having ability or it's after quarters or a halftime. So that's the only way you can improve your wear and tear. Jesus, he is 1-6. That's why, golly, they offensive line must be terrible. And so that's the only way you get it back. So you got to remember that. Play calling, you got limited access to plays, right? You can have, depending on your trust level, you have a certain amount of play call changes you can make, which I thought is super cool. And then as you increase your coach trust, you can get more of those plays. So you can see here he has 4 remaining where he can change these plays. So they give you 3 plays. I don't like any of them. You can hit triangle or Y to change them. You cannot audible, but you can hot route if you are. I don't know if you can only do that if you're a quarterback. I wonder if you can do that as a running back or receiver. Transfer portal, every year you can transfer. It shows you where you would go, your projected role, just like when you were getting recruited initially. Interest levels here shows you where you'd be on a depth chart. Shows your coach job security and prestige. It does not show you their abilities here, which is interesting. I'm not going to click that because I couldn't get it to go off. And so he transferred. Oh, Thomas, this is Thomas Swipe. He transferred from where he was at to Florida. And I'm right. He was a running back. I was right. Okay. So, and then enter your journey. You can go to the championship. Those are cool. He was an All-American, had 600 yards as a freshman. He's a freshman All-American, 11 touchdowns. Had a good year. When I was watching a guy sim a dynasty, and no running backs really had over 1,000 yards, and I'm thinking that's because of the wear and tear. So that's interesting for sure. You can retire, or you can go to Madden, and so those are all the interesting things you get. And that is Road to Glory. So I'm a link my video I did for quarterback, the best places to pick, depending on 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. And then tomorrow, be on the lookout for my running back video. Road to Glory, like I said, I was watching somebody play. It looks incredible. I'm thinking doing a dynasty rebuild first day. I might do a Road to Glory just because it looks so dope. But yeah, I'm gonna make a community post. Let me know what position you're gonna do first in your first ever Road to Glory in 10 years. And I can't wait to play this game. It looks super dope. See y'all tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe, man. We got videos coming all year. If you want to be locked into a dope channel to make super cool content, I would be honored if you hit the button. We're on the road to 500 subs, and I cannot make it there without you. See you next time, man. Peace.